Did it. So I just ordered the DJI Mini 3 Pro, and after watching all the review videos on it, I've summed up 20 reasons why you should get the new drone and 5 reasons why you should not. All right, I'm just gonna go down the list of all the reasons why you should get the drone and reasons why you should not get the drone, so this might be a very short video. But reason number 1, 249 grams. This drone only weighs 249 grams, obviously perfect for travel, but it's just under the weight limit where you don't have to register your drone if you don't want to. Although if you do plan on using this drone to film commercial or client work, then you probably should apply for the Part 107 license because that's what you're supposed to do. But just for fun, as a hobby, yeah, this drone is perfect. Reason number 2, the camera on the drone can rotate so that you can film vertical content, and I love that because I've actually been enjoying filming vertical content for TikTok and Reels, and this would have been a weird thing if this feature was released 5 years ago, because we would have been like, why vertical content? But I've been enjoying it, and a lot of people have been too, and so yeah, it's great that the DJI Mini 3 Pro can film vertical content now. Reason number 3, the camera tilts up 60 degrees, which is great because the only movements that you would have in terms of tilting on most DJI drones would be tilting down. And whenever I film drone shots to establish a scene, I usually like starting the camera down and then tilt up to show the scene, but it's great now that the camera can tilt up 60 degrees. Reason number 4, improved battery life. Now there are 2 batteries that you can use with the drone. With the standard battery, you can go up to 34 minutes of flight time, and with the battery plus, or the plus battery, no, battery plus, you can fly up to 47 minutes, which is insane. And so I don't know if I'm gonna get the battery plus. I think I'm just gonna stick with just one standard battery because I don't really fly that often, and whenever I do, I fly for about like 20 minutes and then I just pack it away because I get scared I might crash it into the sea, and that has happened before. And so yeah, for someone like me, just a standard battery up to 34 minutes is totally fine. Reason number 5, the DJI Mini 3 Pro has a wind resistance level of 5, which is similar to the Air 2S, and I have the Air 2S right now, so it's really great for windy conditions. I don't think the DJI Mini 3 Pro will be as stable as the Air 2S because it is lighter, but it's nice to know that the wind resistance level is better than the Mini Tube. Reason number 6, tri-directional obstacle sensors. There are now sensors on the DJI Mini series, which is great, and I had the Mini 2, didn't have any sensors at all, and so I didn't really feel like it was a safe drone to fly because there were no sensors. But with the DJI Mini 3 Pro, there are 6. There are 2 facing forward, 2 facing back, and 2 facing down, which is great. And this leads to reason number 7, and that is APAS 4.0. And this stands for Advanced Pilot Assistant System, which basically detects an aircraft's flight path, and you can automatically decide if you want to go around the obstacle or go under it or through it or just stop. Great little feature, and all that is thanks to the sensors on board the new drone. Reason number 8, the shooting modes. Just like the Air 2S, the DJI Mini 3 Pro has shooting modes like Master Shots, Quick Shots, Panoramic, 4 hyperlapse modes, Active Track, POI, and Waypoint. Basically, these are all intelligent modes that the drone can operate without you actually operating the drone at all. And so if you're standing in the middle of a field and you're like, oh man, I wish I had someone film some drone shots of me, no problem. You can quickly program the drone so that it can film those cinematic shots for you, which is great. And I love that it's now on the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Reason number 9, and this is something that I'm gonna have to test out myself because I didn't see too many reviewers talk about it, but it's dual native ISO. I really wanna test that out because with dual native ISO, there are 2 base ISOs. Typically with dual native ISO, there are 2 different ISOs where you don't see noise in your image. And so this tells me that this drone can perform well in low light. I don't know what levels they are, so I'll have to test that out for myself. Reason number 10, the transmission and the range. So the transmission of the DJI Mini 3 Pro features OcuSync 3.0, which has a range of 12 kilometers. Now, I'm not gonna fly this drone like that far anyway. I kind of want to see the drone in line of sight, but I guess it's nice to know that you can fly the drone up to 12 kilometers. Kind of pushing it though, but you can. And with that said, reason number 11, the drone uses the same satellites as the Mavic 3, which according to my friend Aldrin, syncs up faster than the Mavic 3. So that's interesting, but yeah, faster connection. Reason number 12, the drone can film 4K up to 60 frames per second and HD up to 120 frames per second. Now, I don't really film in slow motion anyway when it comes to drone shots. I usually film 4K up to 30 frames per second, but yeah, nice to know that this drone can film up to 4K 60 and HD 120. So that's like reasons 12 and 13 in one go. Reason number 14, 48 megapixel photos. Now, this is obviously great for photographers because the more megapixels are in a photo, then the more detailed the image can be. And if you rotate the camera vertically and film panoramic shots, like just imagine the details of that stitched photo, you know, just so good. So 48 megapixel photos, huge plus. Reason number 15, zoom. You can zoom on the camera with the DJI Mini 3 Pro, which is great, I would imagine, only to a certain degree. Like, I can't imagine zooming all the way expecting a great image. I mean, it's a digital zoom, and so in 4K, I'd probably zoom maybe twice as much, and that's as much as I'll go. But it's great to know that the DJI Mini 3 Pro can zoom. Reason number 16, the camera has an aperture of f1.7. That's great because it allows more light in, resulting in a much better image. Huge plus. Reason number 17, longer propellers. Now, it may not be a big deal, but again, according to my friend Aldrin, with the longer propellers, the sound that the drone produces isn't as prominent. And I might be wrong with this, but maybe because the DJI Mini 3 Pro has longer propellers, maybe that results in a higher wind resistance level versus the shorter propellers. I'm not sure myself, but in terms of like just the overall sound of the drone, I like drones that don't sound annoying. I mean, they all sound annoying, but this one is not as annoying. Reason number 18, the camera on the drone has a bigger sensor, definitely bigger than the previous models. Technically, it's a 1 or 1.3 inch sensor, so it's close to a 1 inch sensor. And like I said before, generally speaking, the bigger the sensor the camera has, then the better image quality that your photos and videos will be. And so yeah, so I'm gonna have to test that out, but that's a huge plus. Reason number 19, the camera on the drone has a 24mm field of view. 24mm is great because it's a wide enough focal length to capture landscapes and pretty much, well, that's pretty much all you're capturing with drones, right? Just landscapes. But at 24mm, that is a fantastic focal length for those wide drone shots. And finally, the last reason is the price, or at least the price options. Now, you can just get the drone itself without the control for $669. And so if you already have the basic DJI controller, then yeah, you can just get the drone itself. If you want to get the drone and the basic controller, the RC-N1, then that's going to cost you $759. And if you want to get the brand new DJI RC remote and the drone, that's gonna run you $909. And that is the option that I got. I got the drone plus the new DJI RC remote because I don't like attaching my phone to the controller. It's just, I know it's not a big deal, but it is kind of a hassle, and especially if you have notifications going on all the time, it's really, really annoying. And so I just wanted a remote just to be strictly a remote for the drone, not to attach my phone to a controller. But yeah, those are my 20 reasons why I think you should get the drone. And now the 5 reasons why I think you should not get the drone. Reason number 1, auto HDR. Like, I'm not a huge fan of HDR, especially if it's not done right. And I don't like the fact that you can't turn it off on the drone. Like, I want the option to not use HDR if I don't want to use it. But with the DJI Mini 3 Pro, auto HDR is just automatically baked into your images, which I guess we'll have to see. But according to PotatoJet, that feature is turned off if you are filming at 48 frames per second. So yeah, so that's an interesting find and something I'm gonna have to test out myself. Reason number 2 why I don't think you should get this drone is that there's not enough sensors. It's great that there are sensors in general, like it's good that there's sensors in the facing front, sensors facing back and the bottom, but there are no side sensors. Like if there's something coming at the drone, if you're flying next to a drone to the side, like you want to be able to have those side sensors to avoid those obstacles. And so yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than nothing, but it would have been nice to have side sensors. Reason number 3, the internal storage on the DJI Mini 3 Pro sucks. Like, it's only 1.2 gigabytes of internal storage. Again, better than nothing. And I think all devices, like all cameras, should have some sort of internal storage, but 1.2 gigs, I don't know if that's gonna be enough, man. But yeah, not a reason to get the drone at all. Reason number 4, there is no active track or hyperlapse in vertical mode. Like, it's great that you can do all that stuff when you're filming horizontal content, but when you rotate the camera to film vertical content, you can't use features like hyperlapse or active track. And so that sucks. And finally, reason number 5 is that even though it is a 249-gram drone, it is not heavy enough to be stable in very windy conditions. Like, I know it says wind resistance level 5, but if the weight doesn't really match what it says on paper, then I don't know if it's gonna, I don't know. Like with the Air 2S, like the motors are strong, it can really stand up to very windy conditions. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see and test and compare with the new DJI Mini 3 Pro. Anyway, that's it for the video. Just wanted to share my reasons why I got the drone in case you're in the same boat as I am. I think it's a great drone for me because, again, I don't really fly that often, and I don't know why I got the Air 2S. Like, that drone is wasted on me. I've not used the extra batteries at all this year, and I've probably flown that drone for maybe about 18 minutes total. And so yeah, a drone like the Mini 3 Pro is probably suited for someone like me that just wants to fly and get the establishing shot and then be done for the day. And if that sounds like you, then yeah, definitely check this drone out. But if you're more of an avid flyer, then, you know, you're probably better off getting something better.